Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. In this video we are going to practice conjugating regular ER verbs in the present tense. Remember to study that topic in your textbook. You can also watch the grammar tutorial video, and if you're joining us from outside the course, you can also Google the topic and you'll find lots of great videos on YouTube that explain how ER verbs are conjugated in the present tense. When you're ready to practice, then this is the place to be. So let's go ahead and get started. Just a reminder, remember the mechanics of conjugating ER verbs in the present tense, regular ER verbs that is. The first thing you do is you start with your infinitive. The second thing is you remove the ER ending, and that will give you your root. So this is the root here for the verb to eat, comer. And in step 3, you take your root and all you have to do is add the present tense ER ending. So remember the ER endings? Well, this is something that you have to memorize. There's absolutely no way around it if you want to get good at conjugating verbs, ER verbs in the present tense. You have to memorize the ending. If you want to get good at conjugating verbs in general, you have to memorize the endings for AR, ER, and IR. So this is the video on ER verbs. If you haven't watched the video on AR verbs, just go back to my channel homepage and you should find it on there, conjugating regular AR verbs. And then there's also an IR verb video as well. You might want to look for that. Okay, so remember, you have to memorize this. There's no way around it. And you have to associate the ending. Like, for example, here the O, it only goes with yo, the I subject. ES only goes with tu, and so forth and so on. So it's really just 6 different endings that you have to memorize. Okay, so let's go ahead and practice now. So we have a little prompt here. We have yo comer en huevos. So I eat eggs. How do you say in Spanish, I eat eggs? Como huevos. Como huevos. I eat eggs. Como huevos. Remember also from the AR verb video that when you conjugate a verb in the present tense, it can have more than one meaning. So the same holds true for ER verbs. When you conjugate an ER verb in the present tense, it can have 3 meanings. Como huevos can mean I eat eggs, I do eat eggs, or I am eating eggs, and it just depends on the context of your conversation which meaning you will get. Okay, so keep that in mind. Let's go on to the next one. How would you say I eat cereal, or I do eat cereal, or I am eating cereal? It's all the same. Como cereal. Como cereal. I eat cereal, I do eat cereal, I am eating cereal. Como cereal. Como cereal. I eat beans, frijoles. I eat beans, I do eat beans, I am eating beans. Como frijoles. Como frijoles. You eat fruit. You do eat fruit, you are eating fruit. All the same thing. Tú comes fruta. Tú comes fruta. You eat fruit. Tú comes fruta. I put the tú in here, but remember it's optional and most Spanish speakers won't use it when a verb in the conjugated form of the verb ends in es. So more than likely you would just see or hear comes fruta. Comes fruta. You eat fruit. How would you make that a question? Do you eat fruit? Comes fruta. And you have to adjust your intonation. There's a little bit of a rising intonation towards the end. Comes fruta. Comes fruta. Comes fruta. The tú is not necessary, but in the normal word order for a question, we do the verb first and then the subject pronoun. So if I were to insert it, I would say, ¿Comes tú fruta? ¿Comes tú fruta? You eat vegetables. A statement. How do you say you eat vegetables? You do eat vegetables. You are eating vegetables. Usted come vegetales. Usted come vegetales. You eat vegetables. You do eat vegetables. You are eating vegetables. Usted come vegetales. Now the question. And this time let's go ahead and use the subject pronoun. ¿Come usted vegetales? ¿Come usted vegetales? Remember, notice the rising intonation. ¿Come usted vegetales? If it's understood that usted is the subject, I could leave it out and the question would be, ¿Come vegetales? ¿Come vegetales? ¿Come vegetales? Mucha carne, lots of meat. We want to say he eats lots of meat. He does eat lots of meat. He is eating lots of meat. Él come mucha carne. Él come mucha carne. Él come mucha carne. She eats salads. She does eat salads. She is eating salads. Ella come ensaladas. Ella come ensaladas. She eats salads. She does eat salads. She is eating salads. Muchas manzanas, lots of apples. So we want to say the professor eats lots of apples, the professor is eating lots of apples, or the professor does eat lots of apples. ¿Cómo se dice? El profesor come muchas manzanas. El profesor come muchas manzanas. Again, the professor eats lots of apples. The professor does eat lots of apples. The professor is eating lots of apples. It can mean all of those things, each one, just depending on context. Helado, ice cream. So we eat ice cream, we do eat ice cream, we are eating ice cream. ¿Cómo se dice? ¿Cómo se dice eso? How do you say that? Comemos helado. Comemos helado. The H is silent in helado. And again, remember this means we eat ice cream, we do eat ice cream, we are eating ice cream. Caldo, soup. They eat soup. They do eat soup, they are eating soup. Ellos comen caldo. Ellos comen caldo. They eat soup, they do eat soup, they are eating soup. Ellos comen caldo. You eat pizza, you do eat pizza, you are eating pizza. ¿Cómo se dice? Ustedes comen pizza. Ustedes comen pizza. You eat pizza, you are eating pizza, you do eat pizza. Ustedes comen pizza. How would you ask the question, do you eat chicken? This is the plural you. When addressing more than one person, it can be formal or informal. In Latin American Spanish. In Spain, it's just formal. ¿Comen ustedes pollo? ¿Comen ustedes pollo? Do you eat chicken? Remember, this can also mean, are you eating chicken? ¿Comen ustedes pollo? They eat oranges, naranjas. They eat oranges. They do eat oranges. They are eating oranges. Ellas comen naranjas. Ellas comen naranjas. They eat oranges. They do eat oranges. They are eating oranges. Ellas comen naranjas. Okay, so now that you're comfortable conjugating ER verbs in the present tense, I want to show you something that is exciting. I want to show you how much you know already and what you can do with this knowledge. For example, I have a nice little list here of other regular ER verbs. If you know how to conjugate comer, that means you know how to conjugate all of these verbs here, and you can express all of these different ideas. So, for example, if I conjugate the verb leer, if I say yo leo, well, that means I read, I do read, I am reading. Tú lees, you read, you do read, you are reading. Ella lee, she reads, she does read, she is reading. Aprender, to learn. Yo aprendo, I learn, I do learn, I am learning. Beber, bebemos. We drink, we do drink, we are drinking. Comprender, yo comprendo. I understand, I do understand, I am understanding. Ellos comprenden. They understand, they do understand, they are understanding. Correr, yo corro, I run, I do run, I am running. Creer, yo creo, I believe, I do believe, I am believing. Ver, yo veo, I see, I do see, I am seeing. So now your ability to express yourself in Spanish has just grown by leaps and bounds. Okay, so remember, if you didn't get all of the answers right in the practice portion of the video, go back to the beginning and challenge yourself to be able to go through it all the way through and get all of the right answers. And then you've really learned something. Well, that's it for this video. Remember to check out the others, the AR verbs and the the IR verb videos.